All right, folks, I'm going to shift to something else right here. Let's talk about Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is far and away right now the best quarterback in all football. I've been saying that for the last year. I've been saying Patrick Mahomes, he's the top dog. He's the man. I mean, he's got a rocket arm, quick release. He does not throw interceptions. He's a great leader. And for what it's worth, he just won the Super Bowl last year in only his second full-time season as a starter. I've been saying for a while, I believe that Patrick Mahomes one day can become the Michael Jordan of all of football. I believe he can become the Michael Jordan of football. I truly believe that. However, I also truly believe this. I believe Patrick Mahomes is getting a tad bit too much credit for the Kansas City Chiefs' success. I think Patrick Mahomes is getting way too much credit for the crazy machine that is the Kansas City Chiefs, okay? Here's the things I've been hearing about Patrick Mahomes as of late. Oh, look at Patrick Mahomes. No one can make the throws he's making. Oh, Patrick Mahomes, greatest quarterback of all time, most talented quarterback of all time. He's doing things we've never seen. He's the most talented quarterback of all time. And when I hear those things, I say to these people, did you watch Dan Marino in his prime? Did you watch Brett Favre in his prime? Did you watch John Elway? Have you been watching Aaron Rodgers? Have you seen a prime Aaron Rodgers compared to a prime Patrick Mahomes? Listen, those folks are just as talented, if not more talented, than Patrick Mahomes. So I don't want to hear, oh, Patrick Mahomes is making throws that we've never seen because, well, I've seen Brett Favre make some of the same throws that Patrick Mahomes has made. I've seen Aaron Rodgers do this for about a decade. Have you seen John Elway's arm? I'm just saying, people. And listen, we can all agree Patrick Mahomes is the most talented quarterback in the NFL, probably right now due to the fact that Aaron Rodgers, he's great. He's still great. He might win the MVP this year, but he's 37 years old, not quite as nimble and not quite as young as one Patrick Mahomes. And for what it's worth, Russell Wilson, he's great, but not quite on Patrick Mahomes' level from a talent perspective. Here's the thing. Patrick Mahomes has the best supporting cast at his disposal in the entire NFL, and it's not even close. Not even close, people. And here's the thing. Patrick Mahomes threw 3 interceptions versus the Miami Dolphins this past week. A very good defense, and his team still found a way to win the game. If Deshaun Watson throws 3 interceptions in a game, the Houston Texans are getting blown out. Same thing with Kyler Murray and the Arizona Cardinals. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Same thing with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. Patrick Mahomes has the luxury of having an off game and still being able to beat good competition. You want to know why? Because he has the best supporting cast in the entire NFL. Patrick Mahomes can afford to throw a pass a little bit high to Travis Kelce, but he knows Travis Kelce is going to snag that football and come down with it. He has a, margin for error when he throws the football to a Sammy Watkins or a Tyreek Hill or a Mecole Hardman because he knows they're gonna stretch out and they're gonna make those plays for him even if the ball is about 3 inches behind the wide receiver, okay? Patrick Mahomes doesn't have to play perfect for the Chiefs to win football games, okay? And the machine that is the Kansas City Chiefs that's led by Patrick Mahomes also has Andy Reid, one of the 3 best head coaches in the entire NFL. You mean to tell me he doesn't have an influence on Patrick Mahomes? What would Patrick Mahomes be doing if Mike McCarthy or Bill O'Brien or Anthony Lynn was his head coach right now, or Adam Gase? He would not be winning as many games as you think. Patrick Mahomes benefits from having a great offensive line that allows him to stay in that pocket and deliver them darts down the field. He's got Tyreek Hill, the fastest player and the most feared wide receiver in all of pro football. He's a top 5 wide receiver, easily, not even close. Undisputedly, he's the most feared wide receiver in the entire NFL. He may not run routes like Julio Jones or Devontae Adams, but defensive coordinators are terrified of Tyreek Hill because you can't cover the guy. He's just so fast. It sometimes doesn't matter what you do. He'll just run right by you. Travis Kelce, the guy has amazing hands. He's the best tight end in all football. And anytime Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman, and Demarcus Robinson are the other wide receivers you're throwing to, man, is life easy for you. The Kansas City Chiefs make life easy for Patrick Mahomes, okay? You know, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell, they're two really good running backs. Did I mention the Kansas City Chiefs have a top 10 defense led by Steve Spagnuolo, a very good defensive coordinator? They're 8th right now in points per game allowed. Did I not mention the fact that Patrick Mahomes did not play very well for 3.5 quarters in the Super Bowl, but the defense bailed him out? These dudes that Patrick Mahomes is throwing to at times are wide open. He can just throw a 3-yard pass at Tyreek Hill and boom, he's to the house, people, okay? And like I said earlier about Tom Brady and the New England Patriots back when he was with the Patriots, what allowed Tom Brady to win multiple Super Bowls back in New England is the New England Patriots did not solely rely on Tom Brady's greatness. And that's the same thing in regards to the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. They're not solely dependent on Patrick Mahomes, you know, and his greatness. They have other great players around them, okay? And last year when Patrick Mahomes got hurt, the Kansas City Chiefs nearly defeated the Green Bay Packers, a team that went all the way to the NFC title game. They defeated the Minnesota Vikings, a 10-win playoff team, without Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid and this coaching staff and this supporting cast is more than comparable enough to win anywhere from 8 to 9 to maybe 10 games with an average Joe at quarterback. If you can plug in a Case Keenum to the system and he'll win games for you. Case Keenum got to an NFC title game a couple of years ago with a talented roster. How valuable is Patrick Mahomes? Patrick Mahomes is an all-time great talent, but he's not as valuable to his team as one Aaron Rodgers or one Deshaun Watson or one Russell Wilson, because if you take those players away from their respective teams, their team is garbage. If you take Patrick Mahomes away from the Kansas City Chiefs, you still got Andy Reid, you still got those great weapons, you still got a top 10 defense, you still got a very good general manager in Brett Veach who will put good players on the field for you. He's playing for a very stable organization, and he's playing on the best roster in all of football, folks. Keep in mind, Patrick Mahomes inherited a 12-win Kansas City Chiefs team. Alex Smith, who looks like an average quarterback in Washington, he looks like an MVP candidate throwing to the same weapons that Patrick Mahomes was throwing to. He won 12 games with the Kansas City Chiefs, okay? You mean to tell me if the Kansas City Chiefs have Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, Deshaun Watson, maybe a Justin Herbert, maybe even a Joe Burrow, maybe even a Matthew Stafford or a Jared Goff? Jared Goff's been to a Super Bowl. You mean to tell me they're not going to fall? You mean to tell me they're going to fall off with those quarterbacks? They may not be as good as they are right now with Patrick Mahomes running the ship, because what Patrick Mahomes gives you is a premium over most players. Outside of maybe Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson, like, I don't know, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes allows you to do more things than you're capable of doing with an average quarterback. His premium and his height are extremely high, okay? But at the same time, it's not like the Kansas City Chiefs are going to fall off if they have an average Joe at quarterback. They may not be a Super Bowl contender, but you can still win games with that roster. Here's the thing, people. Let's go back and think about some things. Patrick Mahomes, if he was drafted by the Chicago Bears, would he be throwing 50 touchdown passes in a season? I don't think so. If he's drafted to the Houston Texans and he has to deal with Bill O'Brien as his head coach to start his career, like Deshaun Watson had to deal with, is he going to the Super Bowl? I don't think so. Bill O'Brien continued to get in the way of Deshaun Watson's success. And let's not forget, in that Super Bowl versus the San Francisco 49ers, Patrick Mahomes had the worst passer rating in Super Bowl history for a Super Bowl MVP. So look, folks, all I'm saying is, look, Patrick Mahomes, he's great, he's sensational, but I think that Patrick Mahomes is getting just a tad bit too much credit for running the show in Kansas City. Oftentimes, quarterbacks get way too much credit for when the team succeeds, and they get way too much blame when the team loses, okay? In this case, I believe Patrick Mahomes is getting just a little bit too much credit for the Kansas City Chiefs' success. I believe his weapons, along with Andy Reid and that great infrastructure, deserves more credit and more shine than we are willing to admit, okay? Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.